bathhouse clock was losing heat. The lockers clanged below, and towels along the wooden rail grew darker in a row. You stood above the guarded sand with zinc along your cheek, a whistle resting at your throat, your shoes kicked from your feet. The children dug their castles low, the mothers shook out sheets. A radio near the soda stand kept time in little beats. One boy in trunks of faded green went farther than he knew, past where the ropes drew silver lines. Across the afternoon you saw the shoulder of the tide before the rest could see, and raised one arm into the sun, as calm as it could be. No red flag yet, no red flag yet. Only your hand above the glare, where sea and sky had met. No red flag yet, but something in that sign made all the careless summer pause before it crossed the line. The boy turned back before you called. A gull cut hard and low, the sand slid warm around my shoes, the undertow pulled slow. You marked the hour in the book, then folded down the page, as if a life might pass through danger without learning its age. His father laughed and waved him in, too late to understand. You only watched the water once and brushed salt from your hand. I came to ask the closing time, or said that was my aim, but stayed beside the guard stand steps and could not leave the same. There are warnings never sounded, there are rescues no one names, a breath withheld, a glance made early, a hand that measures waves, and there are hearts that owe the day to something small and plain. Not thunder, not a shouted word, but care arriving sane. No red flag yet, no red flag yet. The folded cloth beside your chair had not been needed yet. No red flag yet, still I see it clear, how close the bright world came to harm, how quietly you were near. The beach lamps woke along the walk, the last bell thinned away, and by the logbook, clean and red, the folded warning stayed. The hallway smelled of chalk and paste, The bell had just rung through, and in the nurse's little room, the basin held the blue. You stood beside the medicine shelf with cotton in your hand, a ledger open to the date, a chair too small to stand. The playground dust was on his knees, his pride was worse than skin. He kept his chin set hard and high to hold the crying in. He washed the thumb and turned it slow, not making much of pain, then blew the iodine dry before it stung again. A ruler tapped beyond the wall, the class began to add, and all at once that quiet room seemed kinder than it had. You tore the gauze in one clean strip, then folded it just twice, and said the bravest boys you knew still had to take advice. He watched you tie the little knot as if it were a prize, then looked at me and looked away with sunlight in his eyes. My errand there was nothing much, a note the teacher sent. I stood beside the open door and forgot the way I went. You wrote his name beneath the line, then gave his sleeve a brush, and sent him back with both hands whole inside the morning hush. The bandage on the thumb, wide against the school day sun, was only meant to hold a hurt till arithmetic was done. The bandage on the thumb, I watched your fingers stay, and learned how softly care can speak when pride is in the way. No one would call it tenderness, a basin, gauze and chair, a boy who fell beside the swings, a nurse with pinned up hair. Yet some small mercies keep their place long after bells have gone. The hand that does not shame the wound, but helps the child move on. The bandage on the thumb, neat beneath his cuff of blue, held more than cotton, tape and thread, because it came from you. The bandage on the thumb, plain as any schoolroom thing, still shows me how a gentle hand can send the hurt back singing. The bell rang out for recess time, the hallway filled with feet, and in your book the morning stayed, recorded small and sweet. The storm had washed the avenue, the panes were bright and thin. The mannequins downstairs still wore last Saturday's ribbons. You stood beside the steaming block with straw against your wrist, a hat pin in your mouth the while you work the brim to curve. Two violet sprays in tissue slept, a spool rolled near your shoe, and every hat upon the stand looked halfway made by you. You laughed because I spoke too soon while you were holding steel, then took the pin between your teeth as if such grace were real. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth. A funny little sight, I thought, the first time that I came, till morning through the workroom fell and made that quiet practice tell how beauty sometimes goes about its name. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth. You set one velvet plush aside, pulled netting from its fold, then pinned a spray of wax-white bloom where plain straw turned to gold. A porter coughed below the lift, the clock struck 1:45. You tried one brim against my sleeve to judge its line and hue. Then with the pin still lightly held, you reached to smooth the seam, and all at once that borrowed hat seemed more than shop and trim. No grand design was spoken there, no secret asked to start, only your thumb beneath the crown and care enough for art. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth. I thought it only part of how workday must be done, till every small exacting turn began to warm what I had learned of patience practiced bright as April sun. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth. Years may take the Easter shapes, the veils, the satin and the dyes, leave photographs of altered hats and fashions no one now would prize. But not the way your morning moved, half jest, half skill, half something true. How even with both hands employed, your quiet kindness still came through. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth. It comes to me whenever spring makes windows new with rain, not merely silver, small and straight, but one more thing by which I date the hour plain living turned to grace again. The hat pin in your mouth, the hat pin in your mouth.
Twilight thinned on window glass, the cobblestone shone blue. A little bell gave one soft sigh and pulled the dark streets through. The velvet kept the carriage warm, the brass rail held its gleam, My silhouette beside the pane looked lighter than a dream. One woman left with parcel string, one man with coat and cane. Their footsteps faded from the stones and would not come again. Where the last lamp fell, the whole old corner came in sight, then slipped once more into the night. Where the last lamp fell, we passed the baker's shuttered door, the florist dark and still. A thread of starlight touched the roofs above the climbing hill. I did not mean to lift my head or let the blue streets call, yet something in that thinning light remembered me at all. The window kept a little star, the wires gave back a sigh. A hush of reverie rode near, then drifted slowly by. No serenade came through the square, no voice spoke out my name. Only the bell, the rails, the dark, the city just the same. And yet I think some evenings hold a tenderness too well, the way a whole lost world returns where one last lamp once fell. Where the last lamp fell, the whole old corner came in sight, then slipped once more into the night. Where the last lamp fell, the tram moved on through sleeping blocks, the lamps grew faint and small. Still one last patch of silver stayed where night had touched the wall. Twilight had left the window glass, the cobblestone shone blue. A little bell gave one soft sigh and pulled the dark streets through. The velvet kept the carriage warm, the brass rail held the light. My silhouette beside the pane looked thinner in the night. One woman left with parcel string, one man with coat and cane, and all at once the city grew like fog upon the pane, the fog on the pane kept all the lost streets drifting by and made them softer to the eye, the fog on the pane. We passed the florist, shuttered down, the baker's darkened wall. A thread of starlight touched the wires above the midnight call. I had not meant to lift my head or let remembrance stay, yet every blurred and silver block looked half a world away. The bell grew small, the windows dim, a reverie came near. The city moved in light and smoke and left its hush in here. No serenade came through the car, no voice spoke out my name. Only the glass, the rails, the dark, the city just the same. And yet I knew some evenings keep what daylight cannot feign. A whole old life returns a while in fog upon the pane, the fog on the pane kept all the lost streets drifting by and made them softer to the eye, the fog on the pane. The tram moved on through sleeping blocks, the lamps grew faint and small. Still one last blur upon the glass, stay tender over all. The row of beans had gone to shade, the watering can stood by. One thrush kept to the apple bough against a paling sky. You'd work the whole long garden through with dirt along your wrist. The lettuces, the marigolds, the path the hose had kissed. I came out late from supper things with pegs still in my hand, and saw your cardigan hung there as if it had been planned. You knew the dusk before it came, the chill before it stirred, and left one sleeve across the latch without a single word. The cardigan on the gate, you were farther down among the rows with basket shears and twine, the tomatoes giving back the heat they'd gathered all through shine. I took the sweater from the wood still warm where sun had stayed, and all at once the evening felt more tended than it made. No vow was in the garden there, no moonlit talk, no plea, only that soft domestic wit that notices for me. For love, when it has learned its trade, grows weather-wise and plain. It hangs a little warmth nearby before the cool can claim. You knew the dusk before it came, the hour before it bent, and left a kind of waiting there more dear than compliment. I slipped it on and closed the latch. The light went leaf by leaf, and all the path came home to me. The cardigan on the gate. By dark the peas were shelled indoors, the windows yellowed late, but still I felt the shape of care that hung upon the gate. Twilight leaned on window glass, the embers breathed below. A phonograph began a waltz in little turns and slow. The velvet chair was moved aside, the supper things were done. You crossed the rug in slippered grace when all the day had run. Your silhouette in lamplight gold came softly into mine, and all at once the humble room grew tender by design, where the rug remembered our little waltz from long ago, and taught the quiet room to know where the rug remembered. You said, my darling, not too fast, so lightly with a smile, as if the years had only passed to bring us here a while. The phonograph gave out a sigh, the curtains held the blue, and every step across the floor felt old and somehow new. One thread of starlight touched the pane, one ember turned to gold. A reverie moved through the room, more dear for growing old. No serenade came through the street, no silver trumpet shone, only your hand within my sleeve. When all the day was gone, and then I knew how love survives, not grand and not in flame, but in the way two faithful feet still answer to one name. Where the rug remembered our little waltz from long ago, and taught the quiet room to know. Where the rug remembered the record thin, the lamp burned low, the embers gave their hue. Still on the rug our last small turn looked young enough for two. You worked beneath the station arch, where all the footsteps crossed, with velvet dark below the glass, and time in pieces half lost. The ticket clerk called Albany, porter swung his keys, and March blue paper from the rack against your careful knees. I brought the watch my father wore, its cover worn and thin. The second hand had learned to stop and then begin again. You held it close beside your ear, then turned the crown at last, and set the little stubborn face 7 minutes fast. A woman came for spectacles, a soldier changed a band. The station clock beyond the arch kept order over land. You laid the watch on blackened cloth, unscrewed the back with care, and all the wheels inside its case looked delicate as air. I said my train was due at 5. You said it might be late, then smiled as if a man could learn to bargain once with fate. You wound it twice, then checked the beat, not hurried, not aghast, and gave me back my borrowed hour 7 minutes fast. 7 minutes fast. You said it helps in stations, dear, when platforms change too soon and partings come too near. 7 minutes fast. I laughed and called it kind, but felt the future start to move a little ahead of mine. I did not ask what time you left or who walked home with you. I only watched the lamps come on and made my leaving true. Some clocks are set to save a train, some hands are set to stay, and some small mercy only proves how soon a man must go away.
7 minutes past,
it ticked against my vest,
while all the evening platforms
leaned their smoke toward the west.
7 minutes fast,
yet slow enough to see your fingers leave the silver rim before you hand it time to me. The train pulled out, the arch grew small, the watch kept marching on, and every hour I gained from you was already nearly gone.
The rails were brushed with rain and blue. One bell let go the air. The city, half in starlight now, lay folded everywhere. A woman left 2 stops ago. Her gloves were ivory pale. The door side shut, and all at once the car seemed made of hail. Not cold in truth, but clear and thin, as certain hours can be, when every pain returns your face more softly than the street. Then one small turn along the line brought shuttered shops in view, and all the old familiar blocks went strange and dear and true. After the last bell, the city keeps what day forgets. In rain, in wires, in silhouettes, after the last bell. The cobblestones below the glass gave back a broken gleam. A barber pole, a darkened stair, a sign cut through with steam. No voice called out, no footsteps stayed, no door was left ajar. Yet somehow every quiet thing seemed intimate and near. My hand moved once against the pane and left no mark to keep. The rain took hold of where it was and drew it into sleep. No serenade came down the street, no bright farewell was said. But when the tram light crossed my sleeve, I thought of words long dead, and how some loves do not depart with thunder, flame, or fall. They only learn to ride the dark and answer when you call. After the last bell, the city keeps what day forgets. In rain, in wires, in silhouettes, after the last bell. final corner bent toward dawn, though dawn was still afar. One roof kept back a little light, one pane received one star. And long after the conductor passed, and long after the rails fell still, my heart went on through that blue hour, as if it sometimes will.
The ushers dim the aisle lights down, the organ tried a chord, and in the booth above the crowd, the second reel was stored. You stood beside the rewinder there, with film across your hand, a little lamp, a silver can, the picture yet unplanned. The children rustled paper bags, their mothers settled hats. A newsreel drum began below, with horses, flags and maps. Then one bright strip went loose and thin, a torn frame near the side. You caught it before the wheel could pull the afternoon too wide. You trimmed the edge with careful shears, then brushed the dust away, and laid the broken inches flat where all the shadows lay. The cement smelled of orange peel, the sprocket holes shone small, and when your thumb held down the seam, the booth forgot us all. I had come up to ask the time, or so I told myself. My ticket stub was folded twice and warming on the shelf. You did not turn, but softly said, "Hold still until it dries." And all the moving world below was waiting for your eyes.
One clear splice, one clear splice.
Nothing anyone would see when
Faces filled the light, one clear splice.
Yet when the reel ran through, a broken moment crossed the screen, as if it always knew. I think of how the crowd below would never guess the place where one small tear was made to pass without a jump or trace. Some care is not a grand repair, not gold, not speech, not art. It simply joins what nearly failed and lets the story start.
One clear slice, one clear slice.
Held between your patient hands before the
Matinee light, one clear splice.
I saw it then and knew a life may keep its picture whole because of hands like you. The projector caught, the reel went round, the room below grew bright, and through that little mended place, the lovers crossed in white.
Twilight had left the window glass, the cobblestone shone blue. A little bell gave one soft sigh and pulled the dark streets through. The velvet kept the carriage warm, the brass rail held the light. My silhouette beside the pane looked thinner in the night. One woman left with parcel string, one man with coat and cane, and all at once the city grew like fog upon the pane, the fog on the pane kept all the lost streets drifting by and made them softer to the eye, the fog on the pane. We passed the florist, shuttered down, the baker's darkened wall. A thread of starlight touched the wires above the midnight call. I had not meant to lift my head or let remembrance stay, yet every blurred and silver block looked half a world away. The bell grew small, the windows dim, a reverie came near. The city moved in light and smoke and left its hush in here. No serenade came through the car, no voice spoke out my name. Only the glass, the rails, the dark, the city just the same. And yet I knew some evenings keep what daylight cannot feign. A whole old life returns a while in fog upon the pane, the fog on the pane kept all the lost streets drifting by and made them softer to the eye, the fog on the pane. The tram moved on through sleeping blocks, the lamps grew faint and small. Still one last blur upon the glass, stay tender over all. The pier lights shake along the boards, the ticket girls are gone, and in the booth behind the games the painted moon leans on. You stand beside the canvas screen with salt upon your sleeve, a tray of silver flashbulbs spent too warm yet to receive. The roller skates have quieted, the prizes hang half low. A paper horse on painted springs still rocks when no winds blow. The last young couple step inside with laughter almost shy. He drops his cap beneath the stool, she lifts her flowers high. You turn the crescent by one nail to catch them in its curve, as if a wooden moon could give the grace they both deserve. The painted moon, the painted moon, was only bored and borrowed blue above a canvas dune. The painted moon, yet when you set it right, two ordinary faces found a softer kind of light. You tell them not to move too soon, then count beneath your breath. The bulb goes white, the curtain jumps, the whole room startles left. He laughs and finds her gloved hand there, she smooths her little veil, and you slip out the paper strip before the colors pale. I wait outside with nothing lost, no picture left to claim, only the smell of salt and bulbs and how you say his name. You trim the edges with your shears, then place the portraits flat, and all the summer I had kept seems suddenly like that. Years will take the penny games, the booth, the pier, the shore, the paper moons that lovers used to stand beneath once more. But I remember how you turned that crescent with your hand, how something made for make-believe could tell the truth and stand. The painted moon, the painted moon, still hangs for me in August air, a little out of tune. The painted moon, not sky, not pearl, not flame, only the light you gave to them and never gave my name. The booth goes dark, the bulbs grow cool, the tide begins below, and on its nail the wooden moon keeps shining where I go. Twilight had left the window glass, the cobblestones were bright, a little bell gave one soft sigh and crossed into the night.
The velvet kept the carriage warm. The brass rail held its gleam. My silhouette beside the pane looked thinner than a dream.
We crossed the bridge above the quay, where starlight touched the black,
and every little silver chime seemed like a calling back, till the bell went faint. The whole dark city seemed to sway and pull old afternoons my way, till the bell went faint.
one woman left with parcel string,
one wan man with coat and cane,
their footsteps found the cobblestones,
then vanished into rain.
I should have kept my hat in hand
and let the car move through,
yet every stop the bell grew small
and sounded more like you.
The window kept one thread of star,
the wires gave back a sigh,
a little hush of reverie
rode softly passing by.
No serenade came through the street,
No voice spoke out my name,
only the rays beneath the floor,
and all the night the same.
and yet I think some partings live,
Not in the heart alone,
but in the way one silver note
can make a city known, till the bell went faint. The whole dark city seemed to sway and pull old afternoons my way, till the bell went faint. The final corner took the car, the lamps grew pale and few, still one last ringing crossed the bridge and traveled on with you.
Twilight leaned on window glass. The room was warm and blue. A phonograph began to sigh, as if the day were through. The velvet chair was set aside, the lamp was turned down low. Your apron slept upon its hook, the fire had lost its glow. You crossed the rug in slippered grace. I stood where I had stood, and all at once the little room went tender as it could. The starlight on the rug lay pale beneath our turning feet, and made the quiet evening sweet. The starlight on the rug. You said, my darling, not too fast, so softly with a smile, as if the years had only passed to bring us here a while. The record gave a little sigh, the curtains barely stirred, and all the things we did not say were sweeter left unheard. The pane held one small silver thread, the mantle kept its gold. A reverie moved through the room, more dear for growing old. No serenade came through the street, no grand occasion shone, only your hand within my own, when all the day was gone. And then I knew how love can live without a trumpet's art, in one slow waltz, one quiet room, and starlight near the heart. The starlight on the rug lay pale beneath our turning feet, and made the quiet evening sweet. The starlight on the rug. The record thinned, the lamp burned low, the room grew soft and still, yet one faint patch of silver stayed, as if it always will.
Twilight clung to window glass, the floorboards held the blue. A magnolia breathed below where dawn came slowly through. The canvas waited pale and still, the jars were lined in gray. My silhouette beside the pane looked softer with the day. No phonograph, no footstep yet, no word had touched the air. Only the brush, the folded rag, and morning gathering there. The petal in the water lay white within the little bowl, and made the way hold the petal in the water. It must have drifted from the branch and found the sill by chance. The teardrop trembled near my hand, then vanished in its dance. I watched it turn once in the light, so quiet, faint and slow, as if the day had placed a bloom exactly where to go. Rooftops lost their blue. The starlight left the upper panes and let the gold come through. No serenade came through the street, no banner met the sky. Only a flower in rinse water and one awakening sigh. And then I knew how beauty comes, not blaze nor cry nor art, but like a little drifting thing that finds its waiting heart. The petal in the water lay wide within the little bowl and made the waking room feel whole. The petal in the water. At last I raised the waiting brush. The room grew mild and wide. Still one white petal kept the hush.